Hello everyone, welcome to Inspire EDUCARE. Today I am going to discuss decision control statements. So, decision control statements is a statement that determines the control flow of set of instructions. Decision control statements decides the sequence in which the instruction is to be executed. So, it will tell us that which block of code should be executed and which block of code should be neglected. And we can decide this by three basic control flow statements. First one is sequential control, second one is selection control, and the third one is iterative control. So let's see what are these three control statements. So let's see what is sequential control. Sequential means in a particular order or in a particular sequence. So when the program is executed line by line, means the first line, then a second line will be executed, then the third line, and so on. So in this manner, in a particular sequence, when our code gets executed, it is called as sequential control statements. So let's see what do you mean by selection control statements. When we execute only a selected set of statements, means only a particular block of code, then we use the selection control statement. It usually jumps from one part of code to another depending on whether a particular condition is satisfied or not. It means that if particular condition is true, it means it is satisfied, then only that particular block of code will be executed. Otherwise, we will move to another block of code. Over here, I have written some block of code. If this condition is true, then this block of code will be executed. Otherwise, whatever is written after this block of code will be executed. So, we have three selection control statements: if statement, if else statement, and if else statement. So, let's see one by one in detail. When we talk about if statement, it is used to make a decision. It is used mainly to make a decision, and it is the most simplest form of statement. So its syntax is if condition and then you have a block of code. Means this is if it is a keyword, then you will write the condition, whatever condition you want to check, and then if the condition is true, then what code should be executed. So that block of code you will write over here. Now let's see what is if else statement. So what happens in if when you write only if statement, that particular block of code will be executed only when the condition you have written in front of if block is satisfied. And what will happen when that condition becomes false? That is not mentioned in if statement. So in that case, if you want to execute another block of code when the condition written in the if statement is false, then we use else block. In else block, this block is written only when this condition, the condition written before if statement is false, then we write else block. So now let's see what is if elif else statement. So the Python supports if elif else statement to test additional conditions apart from initial test expression. The if elif else construct works in the same way as usual to if else statement. Now whenever you want to execute a multiple condition, whenever you want to check the multiple conditions, we use if elif else statement. So what happens? You will write if your first condition, if that condition is true, the block of code will be executed. Otherwise it will go to elif section, it will check another code, another condition, and then the block of code will be executed. And you can write the multiple elif statements over here to check the multiple conditions that you want to execute. And if all the conditions written over here are false, then at that time the else block will be executed. So now let's see all these statements in PyCharm, how it works. Now first let's see how the if statement works in PyCharm. Over here you can see in statement number 4 I have written x equal to 10. It means I have assigned value 10 to a variable name called x. In the second statement I have written the if statement if. See, if is an orange color because it is a keyword. If x equal to 10. So what is x equal to equal to? As you know, equal to is used to check whether the both values are equal. So I'm going to check over here the value of x is 10 or not. If the value of x is 10, then I have to print true. Now I will run this code and see, you got the output as true, as the value of x over here I had initialized as 10. But now if I will write x equal to 8 over here, and now when I will execute this code, what happens? You will not get any output. Your program has been finished successfully. So why it happens? Because I have initialized x as 8, but I am checking whether our x is 10 or not. If our x is 10, at that time I am printing true. But I have not written what should I do, or what should this program do when the value of x is not equal to 10. So in that case, we require else block. So I will just write else print x is not equal to 10. So what do I mean over here? When the value of x is 10, at that moment it will print true. But if the value of x will not be equal to 10, at that moment I have to do something, or I have to tell that our condition is not satisfied, and in that case I'm going to print x is not equal to 10 in whatever will be the value of x. So now I will run this code and see, I'm getting the output x is not equal to 10. Why? In this code, the condition written in front of if statement is false, and therefore this code print equal to true. This is neglected, or you can say skipped, and the else block of code is executed, which is written in statement number 5. Now let's see how if elif else statement works. You can see in statement 1, I have initialized x equal to 6. And you know, in if elif else statement, you can create or you can check multiple conditions. So I have checked over here at statement number 2, I have written if x equal to 2. I'm checking whether x is equal to 2 or not. If it is true, then it will be printed value is 2. Otherwise, it will go to statement number 4 and it will check whether x is equal to 4. If it is true, then the particular block of code will be executed. Otherwise, it will go to statement number 6 and check another condition. Then it will go to block 8. Then it will go to statement number 10. If all the conditions written over here are false, at that time it will go to statement number 10 and print the block of code. Now, when I will run this program, you can see the output is value is 6. What does it mean? That our x is 6. So which the statement number 6 gives us the output as true, and therefore the block of code gets executed. But now if I will take value as 9 and now I will run the code, what happens? Value entered is not even and is not between 2 and 8. So which code is executed? The block of code written in else statement. Why? Because all the conditions written over here are false. So in this way, all these 3 control statements work. Thanks for watching.